Pudge, you know what time it is?
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast.
Sit back, put your earbuds in, pour your favorite drink.
Light up the smoke of your choice and let's go.
Enjoy.
It's time for the Chubby Bartenders Podcast. Hey,
we're back.
Tyler's back with us too.
Hey, we got the man back.
Yes, welcome back, Tyler.
Yeah.
Hey, use your microphone. Is it on now?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Pudge, do you miss doing some of the producing
I don't
back
miss
there?
any of this. I am so glad that Tyler's back. I'm so relaxed. Got me a good whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Looks like you got a little Diet Pepsi
And whiskey, yeah.
There you go.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers.
Welcome back.
Welcome back,
Yes,
Chris O'Boyle.
You've hosted. You've been a second-time guest. You know.
I love it, bud.
I know.
It's a lot of fun over here. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, there's worse things to do with your Thursday evening, dude.
Exactly.
I mean,
winter storm, right? Winter storm.
Right. Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's what they say.
But you always gain a lot of knowledge here. I mean, first time I ever came here, I learned a lot about medical stuff from Pudge. I didn't know he was a doctor.
Yeah.
Man, he broke down
Indeed.
COVID like nobody.
Oh, bud, hey, we
You're about due for round two.
We don't walk in here wondering.
You remember when O'Boyle was like what were you, the fifth case?
Fifth case.
Oh yeah, he
And
was
I wouldn't
quick
even
with-
drive down his alley.
Hold on. He would drive down my alley. I'm outside
Yeah.
building a deck. I'm not allowed to leave anywhere.
Yeah.
Him and Eddie are yelling out, why you contaminating the air?
Oh,
Yeah, stop
you're
breathing
outside.
I said, Chad's right down the street. I said, stop breathing.
Outside.
And then he brings Omicron to his house.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Well, now I think everybody's had it now. We're just,
Yeah,
you
so
know.
I had COVID when it was serious.
Yeah.
No one knew
Oh,
what
yeah.
was
Well,
going on.
Yeah.
back it was serious. It was altering, but that version. It seems like there was a version that was really rough there for.
Oh.
And you weren't in that. Neither was I. And neither were you.
No.
You kind of were.
Yeah.
You kind of were. You were November of 20.
Yeah.
That was a hot zone.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, like when you had it though, Boyle, nobody really knew
No one
anything
knew.
about it at that
But
time.
I got
man.
phone calls from everybody. I had the local health department,
Yeah.
state health department.
Yeah. All eyes on you.
Checking on me, bud.
Yeah,
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean there was no vaccine, no nothing at that time.
Your
dude.
dudes driving by your house mad at you because you're outside in your backyard.
Yeah.
Making you feel like a
Well,
leper.
they're like, should I go over and say goodbye to him? I mean, you know,
No, you know how the rumor mill goes, right?
Oh yeah.
Eddie calls me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, what's up, buddy? He goes, hey, man, I heard you're pretty bad off.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? He goes, I know you got COVID. And I said, yeah. I said, I feel all right. I'm just a little tired. He goes, well, someone said you're like,
Oh yeah, we thought you
yeah, like, I was like, well, I'm dying then? I was like, no one even called me. I didn't even get a card or nothing.
Yeah. We're all like, man, I mean, you think he's going to pull through? Is it?
It's easier to ask somebody else.
Yeah. To go right to the source.
I was just upset no one sent me anything. Like, I didn't even get a flower or nothing.
Well, I think that was the next day that we drove by your house.
That was.
Yeah.
I was building a deck getting yelled at because
Yeah,
I'm breathing air.
Get inside.
So that was that would have been in what, April of 20?
Yeah.
So at
That's
that,
a front end of it,
so I was
man.
thinking about this. You know, we go back and forth to boxing and shit.
Yeah.
So you have started up at you were at the prison then.
Yes.
So did you catch it down there? Is that where you got it?
Yeah. So I was at where the institution I was at. We had a medical wing,
Yep.
and our inmates regularly went to Ohio State. So we were getting it bad. Like we had a bunch of prisoners that were already had major medical problems.
Yeah.
And so we were running through. We actually had to. I mean, at one point we had a morgue.
Yeah.
That was contracted with us because they were just getting it and they were so bad off on their health.
Yeah.
And I was managing
How
quarantine.
many
units.
hours were you working back in whenever that all started? A week.
Well, it was kind of crazy when it broke out. I think that would have been February, March.
Yeah.
And when it really hit hard. And then that was a Thursday. I was at work. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Our major called us in because I was a supervisor. Yeah. He said, hey, I'm just letting everybody know no more vacations for a while. And I said, okay. He said, we're also going to 12-hour days. We're going to go 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. Some of you are going to be in AM, some of you are going to be PM. I was like, when's that start? Now. I'm like,
The Munn family with your local McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, and MacArthur. Need I say more than pull in, get the app open, and pull in spot number 5, and let's go for number 6.
huh? Yeah, you start now. You go home tonight. Tomorrow, you're on AM. Start coming in tomorrow. And then we also had to start staying at the hotel.
Yeah, I
because they didn't want us to come home because they didn't know what all this was about.
Remember that people were like taking their shoes and clothes off.
Well, dude, I mean, yeah, I think like at the first part of this, man, everybody was just panicked. Nobody had any idea how it was going to affect people or what. You know.
Yeah. So that people they were freaking out. Like if you had to go to the grocery store, looking
man,
around.
You think about it. Like look how far we've come as far as our understanding of what it is. Now there's vaccines for it and everything, and I mean, it's
it was like Goodman said the other day on the show. You know, if they would have had a vaccine for herpes,
right.
Wouldn't have? People would have been lined up.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
And I mean, just look at this last 2 years and everything that's happened. And,
oh boy!
Yeah. And I mean, but I remember whenever you got it, dude, you were like a leper.
Yeah, I was, bud.
Yeah,
I was. And here's the crazy part, because like we used to have to. So Ohio State and the National Guard was dealing directly with our institution, and we were getting swabbed
daily.
Not daily.
And that was back when they'd go to the bone, wouldn't they?
In fact, we just started, and the inmates, we had just tested the whole population. And I was, like I said, I was running quarantine units. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little cocky. I thought, man, I'm immune.
Yeah. I'm not
getting nothing. I don't feel bad. I got this. I can't get COVID. So on a Wednesday, Ohio State decided to test all the staff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I did my swab. I was joking around with some of the younger officers because they were scared.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man, it hit your brain. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So I got my swab. That was on Wednesday. I work.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I'm at work. And,
get the phone call. You test positive.
And here's how crazy it was. It wasn't like, hey, this is such and such from the health department. Yeah. No, this was the state, like for the prisons, and then the state health department will call you. They're like, leave now. You're positive. Don't talk to anybody. Leave now. And you're like, what? What?
Yes.
I got it.
Don't touch anything.
Don't touch
leave
it.
now.
And my captain was like, Cap, they told me get out right now. I'm like, damn, all right.
So, remember they didn't want you touching anything.
Don't touch. I got home. They told me to call Lynette. And I hadn't even really been around her because we kind of quarantined from each other because of everything
of the situation.
I was just nervous, but they were like, "Your wife has to quarantine too." So she was on a Jeep ride. She's out of Jeep. I'm like, Lynette, you got to get home right now. She goes, why? I got the COVID.
Oh my! Yeah.
She goes, what? I was like, I don't know what that means. Just get home.
Yeah.
So I get home. We're in our Jeep. I was like, we're just driving around. I was kind of like, I'm just driving. I ain't gonna mess with anybody.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know
windows down. Were you breathing all over?
No. I was on the trail, bud. It was okay.
Okay.
But the radio was on, and all of a sudden they announced it. They said, you know how they kept the updates? We're at 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
They're like, just confirmed today our 5th case in Jackson County. Now,
like,
not me. I handle it as a professional, but I was like, that's me, number 5.
Yeah.
Lynette, huh?
Yeah.
She's like, you're so stupid.
Yeah.
You didn't have any symptoms, did you?
Fatigue. Like when I was building my deck, no lie, I'd lay a board, put all the screws in, and all of a sudden I just felt like I'm dead.
Yeah.
Other than that, no,
that was probably obesity. But
it probably was. It was weight and COVID.
Yeah.
Let's not go blaming that on the road. I mean, I couldn't tie my shoes at one time without seeing.
I didn't blame that on COVID. No, I couldn't tie my. I put my shoe on the steps.
Yeah.
So you went through a lot then, right there, man.
Yeah, we went through COVID. Then when I got back to work, we were just getting hammered. And
how long did you work from after that? When did you go full time into real estate?
So April, I came back. I mean, I worked all the way through. It was at the end of July, and we were just getting, dumped on. We had people out right and left. Some of us were working, 15, 16, 17 hours, even though we were supposed to be back to normal schedules.
Yeah.
Just because of covering everybody. And I was sitting in my office doing my normal, man. I had people at my desk, people on the phone, emails going in, just typical day. And it was July. It was hot.
Yeah.
And I got cold, like ice cold. I felt like I needed to put a coat on. Then next thing I wake up, our nurse, one of the girls from our medical department, which
I forgot about this.
Yeah, she's literally. I'm laid back in my chair, and they're literally telling me she's like, Chris, I need you to calm down. She goes, you're having a heart attack. You got blood pressure 220 over 142. You need to chill out, calm down. She's giving me nitro. And I ain't gonna lie to you, boys. You can talk all the trash you want.
Yeah.
That brings you right there. You start thinking, and my first thought was, man, I remember it was like one of those emotional moments. I was like, I beg you guys, just get me outside the fence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to die right here. As long as I'm outside the fence, someone call my wife.
Yeah,
we're all good.
Yeah.
And then that's when you couldn't go in the hospitals. So they took me up to OSU and dropped me off.
Yeah.
And I was there for 3 days, and they ran a battery test, and I was fine. And then after all the stuff, my doctor and the cardiologist like, you basically almost had a stress-induced heart attack.
Okay. What did you have?
It was stress.
It was just stress.
Just took my blood pressure up, and you can have heart attack that way.
Well, I bet you're laying there in that hospital bed thinking, man, maybe it is time for a change in Chris's life.
Well, and Susan Daniels.
Yeah.
We're all friends. Susan and John, we all hang out.
Yeah.
Susan had been on me for about a year at that point.
Yeah.
Hey, you could get in this business. You could get real estate.
That's a pretty ballsy move because the kids are grown.
Kids are grown.
So they're how. I mean, that would have been a harder decision during their years because I mean, not only are they grown. I mean, to my knowledge, your kids aren't dependent on you at all.
No, they're military. They're on their own.
They're on their own.
My younger one's married.
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of whenever they left, they truly left. There was no obligation really, and you knew that.
Yeah.
At least for a period of time.
Yeah.
So that made it probably a little easier.
I didn't have this. I didn't have the stress of worrying about little kids.
Right.
But my doctor said something that it stuck with me, and she said, money's money.
Yeah.
She goes, your wife, your family, if you die, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what she said. She goes, you need to make a decision. Because she goes, you might.
Your doctor tells you that.
Yeah, she goes, you might not make it through. And I mean, I was totally unhealthy. I mean, weight was up, high blood pressure, stress.
How big was you then? Because you're down.
I'm down a lot. I climbed into some big britches, but hey, listen.
Did you ever get up to 350?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever get to 4?
No, never got that high.
You was above 350?
I think I had to like 352. Huh. But I was starting to climb in them jeans, where you have to get the elastic band and everything.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, that was an eye opener. And couldn't walk. I couldn't walk up steps without breathing hard.
Yeah.
Coming on the first time I come on this show, you have to stay away from the mic, bud. You start breathing hard just talking.
Chubby tip.
Yeah. You just start talking. I mean, that was a pointer from Tyler. Step away from the mic when you got to breathe.
Yeah, you're a mouth breather, fatty. One of us is doing it. I can't figure out which one it is.
Yeah, it's probably me.
It's probably both of us.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
So I mean, that's a big choice though, dude. Because I mean, I'm in the sales world. Chad's in the sales world. So you jump out of a guaranteed income. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed income, structure from hell, actually.
Construction projects? Think Geiger Brothers of Jackson. All your construction and engineering needs. Scott Massey, friend of the program. Look him up. 740-286-0800.
Structure, guaranteed income.
Now, there's a difference between structure and just hell.
That was the thing, man. I mean, it wasn't like there was some years where I was always proud. I can do stuff that most people can't do.
Oh yeah,
and I had a good reputation in prison systems. I could go in and manage anything.
I think you'll agree with me. I mean, from the outside looking in, that's always been viewed as a very good job as far as like pay, benefits, stuff like that.
It used to be.
I don't think anybody can do it. But
it used to be very good. Now, when I first started, we went through. Remember 2006 when everything went to hell. Mm-hmm. The state, everybody had to pay the piper.
So
we took.
Is this a state penitentiary you were working at?
I worked for a state for 20 years.
The state. So is there any federal ones in Ohio?
Not in Ohio. They're in West Virginia.
All right.
Excuse me.
All right. You don't have the COVID, do you?
No, I got a
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis between the tonsils there. It's hung up back there, so we'll be all right.
All right.
Get that hairball up.
We'll get you. Yeah. But I mean. 20 years, I was making good money. But when I first started, benefits are really good. I'll say this out right now. You as a person that works there, like people working there now, you can't speak your mind because it's a political system. If you're a supervisor, someone put their foot on you.
You can't really do that anywhere, it seems like, anymore.
Well, I mean, but you got a bunch of before, man, you had a bunch of people that they knew the people in the front line were doing their job and they needed them.
Yeah.
Then it got to the point to where they didn't show the care. They didn't care. They didn't put the little things in the job. They didn't worry about the front line. It didn't show it. And then COVID really, really smacked a lot of people in the face because, I mean, it was a slap in my face. Me driving, staying in a hotel room 5 days a week, working 12, 16-hour days, and I'm listening to a radio ad thanking a grocery guy for being at the grocery store on the job. And there's not one thing out there thanking the corrections people and we were going through crazy stuff, and that could be a whole thing. That we were going through crazy stuff that in 20 years I had never experienced. I mean, we were experiencing like crazy stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things, but as the time went on, not just in COVID, you start looking at pay. We were behind because we got froze. We lost a lot of steps, so we didn't get those extra steps. So we were behind.
You're talking your pay.
Yeah. So, at the point in time, you have officers, right? Like you're starting them off. It sounds good. $18, $19 an hour. It sounds really good.
38,000.
But when you are looking at, you're going to start off on second shift, you're going to be in the most stressful environment you could think of.
You're going to drive an hour if you're from here.
If you're from here. And then on top of it all, you might not go home regularly because you're getting froze regularly. So now it's like,
what is that? How much is $18 an hour times 40 times 52?
I think if you bottom line, I think they were around 30-some thousand.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And you got these guys that work at Lucasville, RCI. I mean, these are some dangerous places.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's
how much? 37.
37. Yeah, so $38,000 a year.
So you're sitting there taking that time. So
it's not a lot of money, boys.
Not a lot of money. Now I was at the time I was making $30-some an hour, which around here. People
50.
That's 50. Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah,
everything's great, right? And you get used to that. But man, miserable.
Yeah,
miserable. I was, it's kind of funny. Like I used to like dark. It's just crazy. I loved on my days off if it rained, and it was gloomy, and I could sit in the house. I didn't like bright white colors. I wanted everything dark. Yeah. I liked it. Because I didn't realize I was just miserable.
Yeah, that's what you were doing all the time.
And then the fact that, you have to be a dominant personality to work at a prison.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got to learn to say no. And it's hard to turn that off. So not only am I a prick, I come home and that
prick
comes
with
home
an attitude.
With me. Yeah, and I come home with that same attitude.
It's hard to flip that switch off and on, I'd say. I mean,
so you're doing that for 20 years, man. It just that I got to that point to where I was like, man, is it worth it? And what can I do? And then Kelly talked to me after Susan got me hooked up with Kelly, and Kelly and Mike. I mean, they really laid it out. But Mike sat me down, and I'll never. He just gave me this plan. He's like, if you're going to do this, you have to get what people think of you. They can't think of you as the prison Chris. They got to think of you as real estate Chris.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me, and I started doing my classes. They let me come to meetings before I got my license, so I was listening.
So you're working, and you decide at age 43. 43. So you're gonna start. You're working around the clock. No, you were off, kind of, weren't you?
In July, I went off
with the heart stuff.
With the heart stuff, and that's when.
Did you go to real estate class then?
I started in August.
Okay.
I started in August. Well, it was like September, actually, close to September. And I started getting through the classes.
Are you still off work at that time?
I'm still off work.
See, that's one thing that really helped, did it?
It did. It made me clear. It cleared my mind.
It cleared your schedule.
Yeah. Well, and the fact is that, I mean, honestly, it opened my eyes up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like after about a month or two, and then there was a window like, man, I might not have to go back there.
Gillum Insurance, we've got lots of things happening at Gillum Insurance. We have moved to 228 Broadway. Right now, guys, with COVID and the pandemic going on, don't be the one caught without life insurance. So give us a call, 740-395-0357. Yeah.
Because that was, I'm telling you, boys, I drive to work, and it felt like, oh my gosh, why? And then, then that stress hits when you got to work, and then everything hits you on top.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, it's a.
Well, man, I bet when you got your license, I mean, sure, it's risky and it's scary to go into something new, but you had to feel just this huge sense of relief, didn't you? I mean,
I feel a huge sense of relief.
Did you go back to the prison ever?
I went back briefly, but then I knew right away. that,
Yeah, you did. You went back for like 2 months.
and I was like, man, I'm good.
So when did you officially become a real estate agent?
November
of 2020,
and then I my last day at the prison was October 2020.
okay.
Oh, so that worked out perfect. So so that's why kind of we wanted to bring you in is just say, okay, so you made the leap. Okay, prison system sucks. Everybody got it.
Yeah, I planned it though. Like you
have to plan it.
You have to plan it.
Well, and I think you got to be in the right space and the right frame of mind to be with
Well, I mean, we're all the same age. I mean, how would you like, or me, or you did it? I did it whenever I was 32 with a baby on the way. You kind of did it around the same age.
Yep.
You went from that. Let's see, when was the salary job you had?
Oh boy, that's been a minute.
2010.
Yep.
So we've all kind of done it. I'm just I wonder what. So now that you've done it, and now that you're a little bit older, and you look back at, man, you spent 20 years in that prison system working. Now you've done something that you want to do, because you remember when we were young.
Yeah.
And you said it best earlier, and you said, man, that's always been considered a great job.
Yeah.
Well, look at the mindset that a great job is. Like, that's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
I'm sure you know that now that you're commissioned.
Well, I mean, I think you feel like, hey, man, I am being a responsible human being. I'm being.
This is my career.
Yeah, I'm providing for my family.
Yep, this is here.
And in a job like that, you're never going to starve.
No,
it's just, can you do it?
Well, and then if you're
you're never going to starve money wise.
I'm blessed that at the prison was that I was good at it. But I mean, don't get me wrong. If I stayed in Boise, I was heading up. I'd have been somewhere. I might have been, but I'm telling you, when I had that time before I decide to make the transition, I started reviewing people. I started looking back at my old bosses, at the old warden, old partners. And I started seeing a pattern, man. Half these dudes are dying in their 50s. Or worse. Or worse. And that made me think, like, man, what do I want to? I want to work all this time, and then hopefully I make it through my 50s.
Yeah.
But at what I was making, I'm going to scrape by when I get older.
To me, there's nothing more pathetic or pitiful. I shouldn't say pathetic. There's nothing more pitiful than somebody that just says that everything that they plan on doing, they're waiting until they retire.
Oh, I know.
Amen.
Yeah, dude.
Guy that says, "Boy, when I'm gonna buy that boat whenever I retire, I'll buy that 4-wheeler, I'll buy that Harley when I retire." It's like, but you don't,
you don't like to think about it, man. But I mean, I bet I'm sure there's a stat out there, man, of how many people die within X amount of time from the day they retire. It's sad.
It's a shocking number. It's like 30%,
and it's sad because they've done something their whole life that maybe they didn't even enjoy.
Think of if you would have put in 30 years there and then you would have died at age 60, okay? Yeah. Would you have been happy with that? As far as, would you, how regretful would you have been?
I tell you what, I'm going to tell you, when I had the chance, when I stepped out and I realized how much of life that I was just missing.
Right.
Not just missing doing stuff, even with my wife, because I didn't really want to do nothing. I wasn't the greatest person sometimes to be around. Sure. And,
I would say a job like what you had, it probably led to depression and all kind of things, man. You probably didn't even know it.
You don't know it. You don't know what kind of stress you're under. I'm going to tell you, someone told me this guy that he kind of done something similar, but he went to a manual labor job. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. He said, when you step out of there, you'll never know how much stress you're until you leave it. And I'm telling you, when I signed my papers in October, I was like, Oh my gosh! I was driving home Circleville from PCI to Circleville. I got Circleville, man. I'll tell you what, I was probably looking like some just dancing. I was like, man, I'd had the weight was off me. Even though I'm transitioning, I ain't made a dime in real estate yet.
Right.
I was just the fact that, man, what I'm about to do is on me.
Yeah.
Right. Hey,
It's on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, and you know, as your buddy, I've seen a big difference in your health. How many pounds are you down now? You're what?
I don't know
100?
yet.
You
I
down
don't.
100?
I don't know yet. I am not going to weigh myself.
I can tell a big difference. I can tell today.
Well, I can tell by my pant size.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm way down.
Well, do you feel better?
Feel better. I'm up to. We're training for a half marathon.
Oh, geez,
I'm
okay.
up to almost 10 miles.
My
Yeah,
goodness,
you ran
man.
9.8.
Yeah, I
today.
saw you had.
Could you have
9
done
miles.
that? With, now you did do that while you were working for the prison, but you were 30.
I did it in 2015.
Okay.
And but I had a guy running with
35.
me, and we had the same schedule.
Yeah.
But this one's more. I don't know. It's more. It's not just running for that. We're running different races. We're different stuff. Me and you boxing.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever heard of AP Prep? Look them up at apprep.info. If you want to earn the day and be your best you, they got boxing classes. They got individual classes for your kids. So look those guys up at apprep.info in Chillicothe, Ohio. You'll be glad you did.
I mean, I couldn't.
So, like, you got to tell me, man.
You couldn't have done all that for.
A year now in reflection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it what you thought it would be?
Actually, no, it's better.
Better. That's awesome.
Life in general.
Do you wish you'd have done it before?
Oh, you know what? I was joking around with somebody.
Like a for real. I know it's easy to say.
I know. I would like to go kick the guy's ass. I don't know who it was. I like to reflect because when I left high school, going to go play ball, everybody said if you go criminal justice, it's easier around that schedule.
Yeah.
Do criminal justice. And then everybody's like, you know, you can get a good job in criminal justice. It'd be solid. And I bit into that hardcore.
Why does every 18-year-old kid bite into this college degree, go get you this qualification, and your life is set? And then you spend the first 10 years miserable. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people, they'll spend the first 10, 15 years miserable before they realize, oh, God, I don't want to do that. And then they'll go off and they're the happiest ever. Well, how come every 18-year-old listens and says, you know, go to this field?
I think, honestly, sometimes people pass that information along because that's all they know.
I think that's exactly what
That's all they know.
Yeah.
So the person that's telling that, they're looking
Well,
up to
it's like if you look at the grand template, right? Like, you know, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, and if you're looking at pure statistics, you know, what people make the most money, well, they went to college or whatever.
Oh,
you know?
isn't that such a farce?
Well, yeah. I mean,
but at our age, though, you remember at our age, it was hard to get a labor job, like a good labor,
like an operators union.
Something.
Yeah.
So
It was hard to get on one of the plants or like where I'm from, like the coal mines. Like you had to get in with somebody to get on the mines.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I wish. You just wonder, like, why don't they ever sit these kids down and show them a business plan and show them how to, you know, like, why do they think that they have to go get that college degree? Versus, why don't they ever show them something like, hey, you know,
why and why isn't the college degree more of an apprenticeship into something that you're going to do where you can actually see what it is, man? I mean, hell, my education says I'm a teacher.
Does it?
I've never been in one classroom in my life to teach. I mean, luckily I got into sales and figured it out.
Fun
Do you have a bachelor's?
Huh?
Do you have a bachelor's in teaching?
Yeah, well, it wound up in history because I did my junior year field experience in a junior high, and I was kind of like, this ain't gonna work.
Oh, that's what I was. I could be a nurse in 6 months. Can you imagine if I was your nurse?
No.
I mean, you know how big of a prick I could be. Can you imagine if I was your nurse? Seriously.
Are you walking in with that really?
I'd say, well, you ain't got the COVID, no boy, you fat ass. You know.
Well, I mean,
you got lard laid on your lips.
The doctor's not going to be. He's going to be polite. I'm going to tell you got to lose a lot of weight.
But you know, no, it is funny, man, how the directions that your life takes you. Because I'll tell you one thing: like, had I not had the experiences that I had early on, and then in our experience at Western Southern, I cite that all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
As like, I think we all learned a lot about ourselves.
We learned a lot about just sales,
and
business,
the hustle,
and the hustle.
Yeah,
that place taught me the hustle.
Me too.
How are you doing with that? I mean, this isn't about me and Chad, but so I mean, how do you feel like? Have you got to the point where you feel like you're overwhelmed yet?
No,
that's a good feeling.
No, I actually I enjoy the job. There's a challenge, and I'm not saying there ain't been some times where you get mad or something.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But overall, the challenge. But I go back to this again. I'm telling you, it feels really good to
your mental health.
What I make, if I make, what I put into the job is what I make.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So if I decide to slack off,
that's on you.
It's on me.
Yeah.
It's not going to be affected by someone else.
Well, and you know what? You might well decide that from time to time. Hey, I'm just going to take it easy.
Well, the one thing nice about working with Kelly and Kelly, you guys know Kelly. Kelly is driven.
Oh yeah,
and Kelly just makes it. Kelly and Mike make you.
You have a good. You have a good team.
Good team.
Yeah.
Kendra, we all work good together in our office staff. Hannah, and
we
Kendra
had that same exact thing. I mean, there was
that
9
makes such
of
a
us.
huge difference, man.
And I mean, it was fun.
Yeah. And you can. So like at the prison, man, you learn. Sometimes you get a form of bad habit about defensive. You want to be defensive because things will happen.
Yeah.
And it's because the system is so political.
Right.
They'll find someone to blame.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, you get defensive.
Yeah.
And I used to I wouldn't even be part of things going wrong. And I'd be like, okay, what's my excuse?
Yeah.
What can I say that I did or didn't do not to put me here? So, and now it's like, if I've done it, if I mess up or make a mistake, what I love about this job, and I love what changes my philosophy is, I just walk, hey, I messed up, I got to fix it.
Well, it's not an authoritarian situation,
Well, and I mean, it's got to be
you represent yourself,
and it's got to be refreshing. And I'd say one of the reasons for your success is that 20 years you spent in the prisons.
Oh, it's a definite help.
You're happy now.
Yeah,
happy.
I mean, because look at all the stress you're relieving through your exercise, and you've got hobbies that you're interested in now, where before you couldn't stay interested in anything.
No, well, I didn't know. Like for when I became a supervisor, which was one of my first big mistakes in prison, I became a supervisor. I didn't have control of my schedule. Like the major could just decide, hey, you're going to second shift with Tuesday, Wednesdays off. And that could happen at the drop of a dime.
Tomorrow.
Sure.
And, you just went.
Well, you don't control your own outcomes, man. Whereas in this, you're writing your own story, man. And I mean, have you found that to be refreshing for you? Like, because I'll tell you, as everybody always, I think, sometimes romanticizes, you make your own schedule, you're your own boss. And that can be easily romanticized. But the thing people forget about that is, you're kind of always working, though.
Well, I've been looking at my watch, and it's because there's a client text me. I want to make sure everything's good.
You're always working.
And it's 9 o'clock.
It's like, am I actually sitting under lights on the clock? Not necessarily.
But my mind is in your business 24/7.
But the stress for me, like
stress.
Let me tell you the most stressful thing I've had so far. Yeah. There's some days that I'm going, did I really work?
Oh yeah.
And I would be working. I've produced. I've produced. But it's the fact that I don't find the job. Like I don't find this business. Like my definition of work, and this is terrible, was misery.
Oh yeah.
And now this definition is me living a life like you said.
What's the old saying? Find a job that you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But we get to do also. I mean, I get to do all sorts of stuff. And what's great about, and same thing, your business is if I've intertwined my personal life with my business.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we were joking around today. Last year on vacation in Punta Cana, I made a deal with one of the people. I signed a deal and everything.
You got to watch though too. I'm not saying all the time, but you got to watch. The personal thing. That's one thing in your business. You got to watch. You know,
or you'll be working all the time.
Well, yeah, there's goods and bads.
There's good and bad.
Yeah, there's goods and bads to that. I mean, you know, it's just like anything else. But the bads in that 40-hour work week stuff. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and start a business.
Well, hey, look, man. I mean, here's the thing: the three of us can sit here and say it because we do it.
Yeah,
but like
some people aren't built for it.
Some people are not built to
Take
kind
on the
of
challenges
control
like that.
their own. You know, man.
Some people need directed.
Well, it takes a lot of self-discipline to do this.
And I struggle with that daily.
Everybody does, dude. I think. I mean, hell, I do too. But
He's at the tea caddy most of the time.
well, but see, and the beauty of that is the job that he's doing. That's kind of like working too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you
It
know,
kinda
that's what
is.
we used to say at Western Southern. Hell, if we're out around town doing something, well, that's working, bud.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know, I go back to this though, man. And I'm gonna stick with this. My philosophy from now on, and I told my kids this: you got to be able to pay the bills. You got to be able to live.
Yeah.
But don't get stuck in something that you're miserable because I've done. I tell a lot of stories of stuff I've done, grew up, did different things.
Yeah.
I get involved in lots of stuff. Someone's asked me, "Why do you do all this extra stuff? Why do you do this?" And my grandma used to say this to me all the time, and it stuck with me my whole life. She goes, "The day you're laying in that box,
Yeah.
you can rest.
Right.
Find something you love to do and do it.
Yep.
Try different things.
Yeah.
Because when you can't do it no more, that's when you're going to miss. So if you can do as much as you can living.
Yeah.
And in this year, I felt not just. I mean, the best part about my 20 years in prison was my family. Because I got my kids got raised. I put them.
Sure. Yeah.
I got them through. I'm very proud of both my boys.
Yeah.
But now it's like we can do me. You know, I work from home part of the day.
Yeah.
My wife works at home. So, you know, get a little lunch, hang out, talk to each other.
Yeah.
Guys ever getting any nooners?
No, listen, it's a family show. It's a family show. folks.
No, you're drinking a bush latte. It is a family show. You get any nooners, Lynette?
Why's it got to be right at noon? That's my question.
Yeah.
Well, whatever time. Call it 11. If me and Minnie was working home and doing no Gibson, I'm trying to get a nooner.
you wouldn't get a damn thing done, would you?
Oh, man. It's legging season. I mean, my God.
It's going to get March, too. You know, it gets worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hell, the spring air out there, the bees will be buzzing.
I feel bad for Mindy. I feel bad for him.
He'll get that little. He'll get that scent of honeysuckle, and it'll just throw him right through the.
I'm going to give her bear spray.
Yeah.
Just spray. And you know, but I get to do a lot of cool stuff like this. Come out here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Think me and Pud's been going, hey, we've been going, you got to go to boxing with us, Reynolds.
Shit, boys, they don't need a dead man over there laying on the floor.
And I know, listen, so the first time I went,
Yeah.
they do these different things, but I'll give you one is push-ups.
Yeah.
I
I first started like 3 push-ups in 10 seconds. All I could do.
Yeah.
And I would be at my knees the rest of the series on
Me
the
too.
push-ups.
Doing girl push-ups.
Yeah, 'cause I couldn't do it anymore.
Your arms are toast.
Yeah. But now it's like
10,
running,
yeah.
everything, and pushing out. I've done so much, but we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do. I got to learn how to act like 40-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
He throws
yourself?
He throws haymakers.
Yeah.
I am. I'm punching too hard.
Yeah, like he's trying to kill. I mean, I swear to God.
Yeah, you can get the same workout out of it.
If a no leg, no arm guy ever walks up to Pudge, he's in trouble. Pudge will knock him
He'll
out.
light that guy up.
He can have at least one leg.
Yeah.
You could take one leg.
One leg.
That's a great workout, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great workout. We have a lot of fun.
We do. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I assume like stuff like that, Chris. You weren't able to do that probably before, and now you're controlling your own schedule. You're doing that, and I mean, and it sounds like you love the job that you're doing.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
mental health is so important.
Oh my God! I mean, I don't think it's worth any job. I don't care how much money you make.
I don't care. Yeah.
To be miserable.
Me neither.
I mean, if you've got to wake up every day, or like you start getting that feeling of dread on Sunday night or something.
Can you imagine doing that at our age now?
No, dude.
Like hating life.
I don't think I could allow myself to do it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I can remember I was talking to Keon. He works in prison.
Good dude.
And he's a good guy. But he was talking about how the weekend goes, and I can remember thinking that way.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, you hit your Friday.
Every day's
And then
Friday for me.
But then you hit on Saturday and you're like, oh, tomorrow's my last day.
Yeah.
I got to go back
Sunday,
to following.
you're
Sunday afternoon,
Yeah,
you
and
get
you-
those, you know,
You're just done. And it's like,
the Sunday scaries, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day's Sunday for me. Every day's Friday.
I have fun all the time.
Me too.
now.
Yeah. We got a bad habit of going to roast. We go to roast coffee
Yeah.
after.
Well, what's wrong with that?
And then we usually have us a good. Now he loves to eat him a big old like egg burrito bowl.
Oh yeah.
And it's a hash brown.
Hash brown. It's about
It's sweet potato
2,000
hash.
calories. Probably.
No, it is not.
And he goes
makes,
over-
so has he been making fun of me about the vegetable thing yet?
No.
Oh, he's trying to tell me that he
I
drinks
did
these
it.
8-ounce veggie
No,
shakes
I
and it
did.
was
I did a 15-day juice cleanse.
Yeah.
And I have cut out a lot of bad food that I used to eat.
But he would say, "Oh, I'm full." I said, "You
Oh.
fat ass, you ain't full."
He just get mad at me because I'm eating healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's over,
Listen, boys, it's a phase.
he's over the tea-cat.
We're all gonna be. I hope that whenever we're 70, I'm calling you string bean. I just don't see.
I'll
it
never be
happening.
a string bean.
Well, keep on going. Show me that you can.
Well, listen, man, I got a big head and big shoulders.
Well, I
if I
know.
get too skinny, man, I look like a bobblehead.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've been on
yeah,
TikTok. I've been seeing some bitches losing like thousands of pounds. It seems
Oh,
like.
yeah.
Those body transformation. You got to get on this TikTok.
I'm on the TikTok, but
Oh, you addicted?
yeah, you got to be careful.
Well, hey, if you start watching it, you will be addicted.
You will be addicted.
I mean,
Hey, that just time. It's a time warp, man.
oh my
you
God.
started getting.
Oh.
You do anything you want to on there.
Hey, Heaven Bridge, you take that to the bathroom with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
your
wait-
legs will go down.
Next, you can't
You know what
move.
they call what do they call it? Potty polio.
Yeah, you can't do that, man.
Well, we got to jump off here, but hey,
Yeah.
no Boyle, thank you.
Thank you, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
All
it.
right, we'll see you next week. Smash that like button, subscribe to us. We'll see you. Go check out Chris O'Boyle,
Come see me.
KWRealty.com
Yeah,
or
Kelly Wiley Group.
KellyWileyGroup.com. Chris O'Boyle. So give him a look, give him a like. See you.